What's up guys, my name's Daniel and this might be the most valuable video you ever watch if you're anything like me. I grew up always dissatisfied with the way I looked. I always cared what other people think. I always felt like everyone was judging me, and I always wanted this ideal physique where I'm lean, I have the abs, I have the V-taper, I have the muscle definition, and I'm strong, confident, happy, and healthy. I always wanted that, but I always had no clue where to start. I always had no game plan to actually follow until I actually started losing weight, but after I lost some weight, I just became skinny fat. I had no definition. I felt kind of confident in my ability to lose weight if I needed to lose an extra 5-10 pounds or so, but I was skinny fat. I wanted the abs, I wanted the definition, and after losing 20 pounds, I didn't make any visual difference. But in just a 2-month period, I went from this to this, and in a full year, I went from this to this. So I'm going to walk you through this exact system. But as amazing as my system is, it all runs off a foundation of consistency and showing up, implementing it each and every day. Guys, this transformation does not happen naturally. You don't go from skinny fat, this skinny looking dude who has no definition whatsoever, who's undefined, who looks kind of slim with his shirt on, but when he takes his shirt off, you see the rolls, you see the kind of man boobs. You don't go from that to, in just a matter of a few years, looking jacked and ripped at the same time with your shirt off. You have the abs, you have the shoulders, the bicep veins, the shoulder veins, the forearm veins. You don't do that naturally. Is what an idiot would believe who doesn't understand my 3-phase formula that I personally developed and that I implemented into my clients' lives that allows them to make similar progress. And I'm going to explain each and every phase for you guys so you can implement it into your life. And then I have something special for you guys at the end, so stay tuned. So firstly, let me walk you through a timeline of my journey. This was me in about January of 2020. You see me on the far left and the before, but this wasn't the start of my journey. I just included this picture because I wanted to show you guys that I used to be fatter than I was at the start of my journey, but just naturally through lifestyle changes, you kind of lose an extra 15 pounds or so. So I went from 190 pounds here to 175 pounds here. I didn't implement it. This was over the span of 2 years and it just happened randomly. But in June 2021, I started actually intentionally implementing things into my life that allowed me to potentially see some progress. Keep in mind, I had no clue what I was doing. I always grew up overweight. I always felt chubby. I always didn't feel satisfied looking at myself in the mirror. Always kind of disgusted me, honestly. And then in June 2021, I kind of understood how calories worked. I watched a video on weight loss, and that helped me understand that if I eat 1,600 calories a day and I download the MyFitnessPal app and I track it, I can lose some weight. So in June 2021, I started playing basketball with my friends 3 times a week, something like that, nothing crazy. And then I started eating 1,600 calories a day and tracking the food I ate in MyFitnessPal. In just a matter of a few months, I actually did lose some weight. I lost a good 20 pounds. I went from 175 to 155 pounds. But I felt stuck because I felt like I knew how to lose weight at this point because I had lost 20 pounds, but I felt stuck because my goal wasn't to lose weight. My goal was to get ripped. And I thought losing weight would just have me get ripped. I thought, okay, yeah, I lose 20 pounds, I'll get the abs, I'll get the definition, until I became 155 pounds and I looked the same. I look the same. September 2021 and June 2021, I look the same. I'm just 20 pounds lighter. I look slightly thinner in this picture. But this frustrated me. And I realized during this period, I actually had a dream one night because I was so obsessed with my fitness journey. It was always lingering in my mind. The image of myself always was lingering in my mind. I had a dream one night where I was this super skinny, frail dude. And I was frustrated because I still didn't have the definition I wanted. And I'll actually show you guys a picture. If you guys have ever seen The Machinist with Christian Bale, I had a dream I looked like this. I was this super underweight, super skinny and frail dude, and I felt so unhealthy, so low energy, and it all stemmed from my frustration from losing weight without seeing the definition. It all stemmed from this, and in that moment, I remember waking up the next morning feeling scared. How much weight do I have to keep losing until I get this definition? And I was all right, enough is enough. I have to make some changes. So I switched a couple things up, and I'll walk you guys through what I actually switched up. And in just 2 months' time, 60 days, I got the definition I wanted.
I got the abs for the first time in my life. I had never seen my abs. They've always been covered by body fat for my whole entire life until November of 2021. I have the abs, I have the bicep veins, I have the forearm veins, I have the chest definition. I always wanted this like little line you see that separates the chest from the shoulder. I always wanted that, and I overall just wanted like definition. I didn't want the body fat. It always like kind of disgusted me. And then I walked into phase 2, which I developed myself, and this allowed me to look like this by July 2022. Like, look how much of a difference this is. This is me June 2021, summer 2021, and summer 2022, I look like a completely different person. Like, these look like two completely different people. And it's crazy how hopeless I felt here and how confident I felt here. I got my first girlfriend this summer. It was just like the best summer ever. It was the first time I was ever in shape. I looked great. I felt great. I was eating a ton of food too. Like, it wasn't like I was starving myself. It was amazing because I implemented the 3 phases. And then I just kept repeating the cycle. I got a little bit bigger and a little bit leaner by September 2023. Restarted the cycle again. This is me August 2024, and this is me February 2025. I'm the leanest I've ever been, and I'm the most muscular I've ever been at the lowest body fat percentage. So everything's great. And you're wondering, like, how did this actually happen? How do you make this transformation where you go from skinny fat at 155 pounds to gaining 30 pounds of muscle and looking shredded? It's not like I gained 35 pounds or 30 pounds of muscle and I'm all like fat and bulky. I gained 30 pounds of muscle and I'm more shredded than I was at the beginning. It's like insane. So firstly, you have to understand how, like, where I came from. I was always chubby. I always felt dissatisfied with my appearance. I remember, like, every single time I would get out of the shower, I would always look at the sink and, like, when I'm brushing my teeth, like, I would procrastinate looking at myself in the mirror because I knew it would like make me flinch and it would just piss me off. It would like internally give me rage and fury looking at myself in the mirror, looking at my cheeks kind of like poke out over my jawline. I just looked fat, I looked unhealthy, and I just looked ugly. I just hated it. Additionally, I always felt disrespected by the world, where every single time I was in school, I would always sit alone at lunch, or sometimes I would spend my lunch in the bathrooms just because I didn't have anybody to sit with. I always felt disrespected, and it got to the point where if I didn't go to the bathroom at lunch or I didn't go to the library, I remember there was one time the library was closed and I would always go to the library for lunch. A library was closed, so I had to go to the cafeteria. And I remember I had to either choose to sit by myself at a table by myself, or I had to sit with like a bunch of people who were just kind of like mutual friends or not even mutual friends because I had no friends. People I was just friendly with, like people I got randomly partnered up with in class. Like it was at that level. And I remember sometimes I'd go and sit with the people who I was kind of friendly with just from class, and it always felt so humiliating because they knew why I was sitting there. I knew why I was sitting there because I didn't want to look like some loner sitting by himself, and they knew that they knew that as well. I was just sitting there to look less desperate, but I was so desperate for that connection. And I felt so internally frustrated because although this felt so humiliating, and every single time I would leave the house, I would feel so disrespected and feel so humiliated. When I'd go home, instead of making progress and putting in effort and changing things up and implementing new systems and doing more research, I would just indulge in short-term gratification. And what I mean by that is I would just hop on Xbox from 3 p.m. till 11 p.m. I would eat a bunch of candy. I would eat junk. I would cheat myself. I would call my friends and talk to my friends who live back at home, because the reason I say I had no friends was because I lived in a different town than the friends I grew up with, so I didn't really have anybody to talk to until I was alone at my house, and then I could hop on Xbox with my friends back in my hometown. And it just always frustrated me how I kept running from self-development, and I was in this vicious cycle of going out in reality, going out in society, feeling disrespected, humiliated, and desperate. And then when I actually had the opportunity to make changes and endure the self-development that would finally give me the respect and the purpose that I was so looking for, I would run from it because it was hard. Because it took effort to get in the gym. It would take effort to build a game plan, to build a meal plan. And I would always run from it, which gave me that frustration. Like, why am I in this vicious cycle? And eventually in 2021, I was fed up with running from the personal development and using this short-term gratification as a distraction from what I knew I needed to do. So I scoured the internet. I finally understood, which led me to understand, like, eat 1,600 calories a day. You can lose weight. Start doing cardio. And although I lost some weight, like I was saying before, although I lost some weight, which was nice, I was just skinny fat, and it just frustrated me, and I had that dream that I was telling you guys about before, and then I implemented a few more changes, a few things online. Like, I started just trying a bunch of random things, like, oh, maybe I should take creatine, maybe I should do calisthenics, maybe I should do push-ups, maybe I should buy dumbbells for my house. Nothing really gave me the results until I found things that actually worked, and through months and months and months of no progress, I kept testing new methods until I developed a bulletproof three-phase system. It is scientifically impossible for this not to work for you, and that got me my dream physique for summer. Like I showed you before, how much my physique changed in just a summer, or just a year. So before I get into it, I want you to understand who this is not for. This is not for you if you are cool with just losing weight and looking thin with your shirt on but having no definition underneath. Like I was saying before, that's basically what skinny fat is. You look slim with the shirt off, you just look like a average guy, you look like kind of a blank template, and you have no definition underneath. If you're cool with that, if you just want to look slim, this just isn't for you, because this is about dudes who want an exceptional physique, an extraordinary outcome. Another reason it's not for you is if you're stupid and or lazy and just looking for some quick short-term 30 to 90 day challenge and then just go back to your old habits. This is not for you. This is a system that you implement in your life and you maintain it for the rest of your life. And what you'll start to understand is once you develop these habits, since all humans are creatures of habit, it becomes easy to maintain. But if you're stupid and you're not willing to learn and you're lazy and you're not willing to put forth any effort to make this actually happen, then this just isn't for you. It's going to require effort. It's going to require time, learning, and delaying short-term gratification. Another reason, if you are not willing to trust the process, and like I was just saying, sacrifice short-term pleasures for your dream life, this isn't for you. Now, listen, I don't want you guys to think I'm this dude who's like, you have to be Batman, you have to be David Goggins, you have to just pedal to the metal, get rid of all of, your short-term gratification and completely implement the system, completely rebrand yourself overnight. That's not necessarily what I mean by this. I just mean you have to be willing to sacrifice your short-term pleasure. You have to be willing to shut your phone off at 11 p.m. so that you can get good sleep. You have to be willing to put down the Sour Patch Kids when your friends are peer pressuring you to have some. You have to be willing to turn off the video games at 10 p.m. at night, even though your friends want to play and you're kind of having fun, but you know you need to get good sleep for your recovery. If you're not willing to trust the process and sacrifice that, then this is not for you. Another reason, if you are unsatisfied with your current physique, your current habits, your current trajectory, but you refuse to take full accountability, this will not work for you. Like, notice how I said this will not work for you. The reason I said that is because if you do not take full accountability as a man for your current position, if you are blaming that person for putting you here, if you're blaming that experience for leading you here, this will not work for you because you're giving the power to external circumstances. So how can you give the power to those people or those things for changing your life and then expect to have the power to change it yourself? In order to have the power and empower yourself to change, you have to first take full accountability and say, I am here because of me. Even though those people screwed me over, it's my fault because I let those people screw me over. You have to take full accountability. Another reason, if you'd prefer to continue hoping that your life unfolds the way you want it to instead of manually shaping it, this is not for you. I talk to some people and they just kind of like going with the flow. If they don't get the results in 6 months or a year from now, it's like, it is what it is. Like, this just isn't for you. Like, this is a system that gets results. I'm extremely confident in what I do. So if you're just like to go with the flow, maybe you end up where you want to go, maybe you don't, you're cool with it regardless, this just isn't for you. But this is for you, this is for you if you're looking, firstly, like on the surface, just to go from skinny fat and undefined to lean, strong, and aesthetic. If that's you, this is for you. Another reason, if you're fed up with feeling frustrated, feeling uncertain, feeling confused, stuck, and alone on your journey, this is for you. Those are all the emotions I went through. If you feel that you're not stupid or lazy and you're ready to learn and implement a formula that gets stupid results, this is for you. Like I said, the results my clients see, they like don't even believe it. Like some of them will lose 17 pounds in a month and their life is completely different than it would have been otherwise. If you're willing to take a leap of faith and implement tactics you've never done before to get results you've never had before, this is for you. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So if you kind of like want to half implement the system I have because you don't really trust it, and you're also kind of listening to this influencer and that influencer and this guy at your gym who told you this isn't for you. But if you're willing to just trust the process, say, Daniel, you know what? You got the results. You got the results for your clients. I trust you. I'm going to take the leap of faith. I'm going to implement it for the next 90 days, the next 120 days. Then you will get the results. And if you're willing to do that, this is for you. Now, firstly, let's understand what is skinny fat. So on the surface, let me move my face. On the surface, skinny fat is when you feel flabby and like kind of pudgy, but scrawny at the same time. Like I was saying, look at me. On the right here, you know, I'm like, I have rolls when I'm bent over, but I'm not, but then this is me in the t-shirt. It's like, it's so confusing. It's like, I look skinny and thin, but then take a shirt off, I have all these rolls and like kind of man boobs hanging down. No definition. I was I wasn't strong. This is me at the bottom. Like I felt scrawny and weak, but which is also so weird for me because I grew up as the bigger, like overweight dude. So being like this, it was so like mentally, internally conflicting. You kind of feel like unathletic, like yeah, maybe you're good at cardio or not, but like when it comes to like doing exercises that require weights, like if you were to do squats or you were to do bench press, like you just feel weak, your muscles wouldn't be used to it, you'd do it and you'd be sore for the next 2 weeks. You're slim but you have man boobs, and then under the surface internally you feel like you're a blob. I remember I was walking down this hallway once when I was skinny fat. It was like a hallway in a mall. And I was watching all these dudes walk by me, and they had like their chest. You could see their chest definition through the shirt. They had the defined shoulders. They had a defined jawline. They walked up straight, pushed their chest out. And I'm over here drowning in my large hoodie that looks like a triple XL on me, and I'm like kind of hunched over looking at the ground, not making eye contact with anybody, and I'm like, dude, I feel like a sack of potatoes. Like I feel like this weak blob who's just walking around flowing through life. Like I was saying before, like you feel fat, you feel scrawny at the same time, you feel bloated, but you don't see any definition. It's just so frustrating. The big shirts make you feel small and scrawny, but the small shirts make you look fat. You can see your rolls and your belly and your man boobs through the shirt. It's like, it's just so frustrating. Like this is how much the difference is. This is me lean, defined, I got the abs. This is me bent over before with rolls, and then me now with the actual abs. Like this is a sick picture. I love this picture. This is me putting on my shirt. So here's the truth. Everyone thinks that getting lean is super complicated, but it's actually a super simple formula. And once I understood this, and I was like, once I understood this, I was like, dude, what? It's been this easy? I remember I was sitting with this dude in the sauna after my last cut, and I was like shredded. I looked sick, right? It was the cut before I looked like this. And I was talking to this dude who was also pretty shredded. I was like, dude, isn't it crazy how we used to think, or I used to think at least, that fitness was a super complicated, abstract thing with so many different variables. You see all these people online, oh, your insulin, your thyroid gland, you crashed your metabolism. But really, it's a super simple formula. It's just like, how many calories do you eat? How much protein? How much are you lifting? And how are you lifting? And how are you recovering? And that equals a shredded physique once you fine-tune all those variables. And he's like, bro, I feel the same exact way. So first, before that confuses you, let me break it down. Let me break down the 3-phase system that I developed, and you'll never have to worry about your weight or your physique again. Trust me, I don't ever worry about my weight. If I weigh a little bit more than I want, I just implement the system. Boom, I lose the weight. It's seamless. So firstly, we have the sculpting phase. This is phase one. So this is where we burn the body fat while we build the muscular frame that is aesthetic, that has the V taper, that has the abs, so that as we're shedding the body fat, we kind of meet ourselves halfway, where we increase muscle, we lose the body fat, and then we get this dream physique. This is me at the end of the sculpting phase. But as you guys saw the timeline, I was still figuring stuff out. So this was a 6-month transformation, but I could have made this transformation in 3 months had I known the information I know now. So through this period, we're eating 500 to 800 less calories than we burn daily so we can tap into body fat. If you guys do not know, the body fat surrounding your waist or on your chest or on your legs, that is an energy storage. That is what our body uses when we eat less calories, because remember, calories are just energy. So when we eat less calories than we need every single day, our body starts taking from our body fat, because our body fat is just an energy storage, and it starts using that as energy, and we're able to function while we lose the body fat. The second step in phase one is building that muscular frame, like I was saying, and the threshold for optimally building the frame is taking each set to failure, because remember, the body adapts. If you tell the body we can't lift this weight, it's going to adapt, it's going to grow the muscle, it's going to get stronger. So while we're shedding the body fat, we need to train each muscle group 8 to 12 sets per week to failure, and within a 6 to 8 rep range. The 6 to 8 rep range is important because 6 to 8 is a small enough number where we're not doing like 20 reps and we're like feeling the burn. If you don't know, the feeling the burn means nothing. That's just lactic acid and blood building up in the muscle. So 6 to 8 is a perfect rep range where we're not feeling exhausted because it's just so much exercise, and we're not like feeling the burn where we have to stop our set, but it's at least enough reps where we can still stimulate the muscle growth and we can still work the muscle for a number of reps that allows it to stimulate hypertrophy. And the third step of phase one is optimizing testosterone. So there are 2 components to optimizing testosterone. First, we need to build our hormones, which is just through eating healthy dietary fats per day. And secondly, we need to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. Do those, your testosterone will be optimized. It's not that deep. Phase 2, this is the reverse diet phase. So this is where we increase calories. So after we reach peak cut, where our body fat is optimal, where we get down to like 10-11% body fat, then we start increasing calories so we can eat the amount of food where we're not starving, where we can feel full. But the reverse diet period is how we get to that point. So we start incrementally increasing calories. Let's say we eat 1,600 calories a day and our maintenance is 2,300. We'll maybe jump up to like 1,900 week 1, maybe stay at that for a couple weeks, then jump up to 2,100, while we heavily monitor the weights to ensure, and the progress pictures to make sure we're not gaining any excess weight, we're not getting any excess body fat, because we want to remain at peak cut body fat percentage while we optimize for more muscle growth, because muscle growth is the key. A lot of people don't realize that. Muscle growth is the key. In order to get that aesthetic physique, it's going to come from the muscle. Now we enter my favorite part, because like I was saying, you get to eat more food and you get to get bigger and stronger and more aesthetic, and you feel energized, you feel healthy. Like, this is the perfect phase, and this is the lean building phase. So after we reached our goal peak body fat percentage, we increased calories up to maintenance. This allows us to optimize for more muscle growth, so our muscles are more inclined to grow faster, and we get to eat until we're full, and we don't put on any extra body fat. This is me after a year in the lean building phase. After I reached peak cut at 155 pounds, I got up to 175 pounds at the exact same spot, and look at how much different. Like, I gained 20 pounds of lean muscle. I felt great. This was amazing, and I look way more aesthetic. I felt way stronger, way healthier. And like, you're probably wondering, okay, this has been all your progress pictures. Does this actually work for other people? This is Graham. Graham, in just 90 days, we got through the fat loss period, we got through the phase 2, the reverse dieting period, and then we got a little bit into lean building before we stopped working together. But this dude got shredded. I mean, like, look at this difference. We got him from about 20% body fat, skinny fat, to about 10% body fat, shredded. And if you're wondering, like, what did he actually do? This is his testimonial. Listen to this. Actually, before I show you the testimonial, I want to show you why he actually made this progress. So this is what the weight loss chart looks like when you are in the cutting phase. So we went from 155 pounds or 150 pounds to 134 pounds, I believe. And then we reverse dieted, and you see his weight increasing, but he remained just as shredded. And this We'll show you, this is the Better Lifestyle app my clients get when they work with me, so it lays everything out. This is his food log. You see his weight. The message here is he's consistent. That's what breeds the results. The tactics are great. The tactics get results on a foundation of showing up and doing them every single day. So you see, like, he's hitting his workouts, he's tracking everything in his workouts, and this is all laid out for my guys in the Better Lifestyle app. It's a sick app. Like, I love it. It lays everything out. I wish I had this when I was on my journey. But you see, he's just super consistent. Listen to his testimonial. Sick, dude. Graham was a killer. And there's really no excuse. Graham was working 50, 60, 70 hours a week, 12-hour shifts. He was a nurse. He was always like running around, had like a real stressful job, and he still implemented it perfectly and got insane results. So there's really no excuse if you're like a busy worker and you think that's a reason why you can deprioritize these goals. Next client is Mick. So Mick had come to me because he had lost about like 60 pounds or something. He was super overweight, and just like me, he became stuck at skinny fat. And Mick does have a little bit of loose skin here and body hair, so you can't really see his abs fully, but this dude got ripped. And listen to, and first let's look at why. As you can see, it's like the same thing as Graham. We lose body fat, then we lean build, and then we reverse diet, and then we lean build. And if you look at his calendar in the Better Lifestyle app, it's just like every single, like, the more colorful it is, the better. Like, my guys just win relentlessly, tracking all his weight. He's getting stronger in every single workout. He's just a beast because he implements the system and he trusts the process. He didn't have any prior experience to getting ripped before, but he said, Daniel, I've seen you, I've seen your clients, you've gotten the results, implement it for me, let's get to work. And he implemented it and he got sick results. And I still text him. He texted me the other day. He was like, bro, I'm getting so confident. I just got like my 3rd promotion of the year. And it's 2025. Like, the year just started. Like, it's sick. And now let's get into. So he's just a beast. Like, you can just tell the type of guy he is. Like, when he's having a kid, he doesn't use that as an excuse to just like take his foot off the gas pedal. He's like, I need to be the best father I can be, and starts to work with me, learns from me, implements the system, gets sick results. And he's, like I said, we're still in contact. He's still killing it. And this is just a few more guys. Like, I have so many. If you click on my Instagram, click on the client results highlighted story, you'll just see so many different wins. This is Aiden, lost 30 pounds in 60 days. 60 days, that's 2 months, lost 30 pounds in just the fat loss phase. Ethan, in the lean building phase, put on 15 pounds of muscle after he was already at his ideal body fat percentage. Sick, he looks ripped. He has ab veins still. He has ab veins while he's 15 pounds heavier. Sick. Alex, in just 1 month, lost 10 pounds and got ripped. Like, look at this difference. Like, this is a 1 month glow up. It's sick. This is Mustafa, who lost 23 pounds, came to me. He really wanted abs, really wanted the definition, and overall just wanted direction because he actually had been in the gym already a little bit, but he didn't know how to get ripped. So we got him lean. We got him to around 11, 10, 12% body fat, something like that. And he got the abs, he got the pecs. This lighting's a little weird, but he had like the definition. You can see the bicep vein right here. This is Ethan's testimonial. Ethan's a beast, and he implemented it. He saw the results. He pushed himself because it was hard for him to really implement the system. But I walked him through it, and he was always willing to try. That's the thing. He's like, Daniel, I'm struggling, but I'm trying. Like I'm not gonna give up. And he got over his struggles, and now he's looking ripped while looking more jacked. It's sick. So this is Alex. Like I said, lost 10 pounds, and this is him. He was going on vacation a month after we started working together, and this is what he said. Like, dude, I remember I always, any single time I would go to like a pool party or the beach, like my heart would start pounding when everyone started taking their shirts off, and everyone had like decent physiques or whatnot, and I was just like out of shape, no definition. Anytime I'd sit down, I'd like put a bag over it or put like a towel over my stomach because it would just be rolls. It was terrible, and Alex is just a beast. Implemented the system, got ripped. It's sick. And the cherry on top is, like I was saying before, I implemented the system 3 times, went through bulking periods, went through cutting periods. It's like, how can you look at this and look at all the other guys I helped and think like this wouldn't work for you? It's a system, like I said, if you're not stupid, if you're not lazy, if you're actually serious about these goals and making them a priority and you don't want to postpone it for another 3 months, you don't want to use work as an excuse, you don't want to you don't want to care about other people's opinions. It's like you want to do this because you want to see how far you can push yourself. You want to see become the best man you can be because you feel like you've been neglecting this part of your life for a while now. This is for you. And this is the cherry on top. This is my first transformation. Second transformation, third transformation. It's like, come on, what are we talking about here? Now I have an offer for you. This is the something special I was saying. If you take everything that you learned in this video and you feel like you're stuck, you feel like you're sick of being undefined, you're actually fed up with being average and you want exceptional, because I don't work with people who are cool with average, who want to settle for average. I want people who are exceptional. Better Lifestyle is going to be huge one day, and I want it to be built off the backs of people who are relentlessly willing to work towards their goal. Like I do every single day. I show up and I put in the work and I build this business, and I took the same philosophy that I learned through my fitness journey. So if you feel like you're struggling to get rid of the remaining body fat, you feel like you're lacking a long-term game plan, like you kind of have like an ambiguous idea, like an unclear idea of what you should do every single day, but you want that formula that's like, I have to do this every single day to get a specific result, and this is the long-term game plan. If you want that and you feel like you don't have that, this is for you. And if you're genuinely wanting to obtain this physique, you're ready to become unrecognizable in these upcoming months, and you're willing to sacrifice in the moment for your goals, I invite you to work with me one-on-one. We'll lose all the body fat. We'll get you ripped. Like I said, my system is foolproof, and my clients have 24/7 tech support with me. Every single week I go in there, I review their food log, I review their workouts, I review their weight, I review their progress pictures, make sure everything's on track, and give them feedback so that we can optimize for even more and faster progress. If you want that, and you want that communication with me firsthand, there's a call link in the description of this video where you can book a call with me. We can sit down, we can walk through everything you're doing so far and implement my system into your daily routine and actually build you a foolproof daily routine where you can have a set to-do list of all the things you need to do every single day to make your goal inevitable. Like, remember, in my journey, I didn't have somebody saying, Daniel, you're on the right track, just keep doing this every single day. But that's the service I provide to my clients now after I give them that game plan and that long-term timeline. So if that's you, I invite you to work with me one-on-one. There's a call link in the description below. If you're not serious, if you're just here to waste my time, if you're just here to get a little quick tip and go on your way, this is not for you. This is people who are serious about one-on-one coaching and want guidance from me. But I love you guys. I hope to see you on the other side. I hope some of you can actually become my next testimonial. That would be sick. If you don't follow me on Instagram already, go ahead and do that. This is my Instagram at BetterLifestyle365, and if you click on this this highlighted story on your Instagram, you will see. Oh, it's loading. You will see a ton of client results. You can see how many stories there are. So many guys just winning relentlessly. It's so sick. This was Mustafa just after a few weeks of working together. Ethan, Abby, and Tim, they were beasts. They killed it. This is Josh, down 13 pounds in his first month. This is Deborah, down, what was that, 17 pounds, 205 to 188 in like 2 months. This is Abby, 26 pounds. She's actually down like 35 pounds now, but this is her with the same outfit. Like, my systems just work. My guys just win relentlessly. Like, everyone, Esh is down 40 pounds. That was Alex I was showing you guys before. This is Aiden's log after we're working with each other. Like, it's awesome. I love what I do. Yeah, this is Abby. Down, same outfit, 30 pounds later. It's sick. Aiden, this is another Abby I trained. She's down 10 pounds, looks so much better, so much less bloated and thinner. This is Josh, down 23 pounds from 230 to 207. Like, that's just such a crazy difference. This is Joe. Hold on. Oh, it's not playing. But you can click on the story and see for yourself. I don't know why it's not playing. This is Dom. He's killing it. Down 11 pounds in 50 days. This is Joe's progress pictures. It's so sick. He's feeling more confident, taking his shirt off. Like, I get these messages every single solitary day. And you can listen to all these stories if you want. This is Dominic's testimonial. This is my client Ian, down 11 pounds in his first month. This is Cole, down 15 pounds in his first month, looking like a beast. And keep in mind, like, you see the results, but there's also like the impact of developing the routine, of tracking your food, of feeling healthier. Like, it's amazing. And then I don't want to go through this whole story right here, but you can see all of my clients, just a compilation of a bunch of client texts I get. Like, I've been meaning to upload photos. I've been doing this for 2 weeks, and I already have mild abs showing, muscle definition I've never had before, crazy fast changes. This is Ryan, abs starting to show, crazy amounts of results, starting to think I was going to quit on myself and not realizing that I'm close to being where I want. It's awesome, dude. My guys just win relentlessly. Everybody here is winning. Everyone here is killing it. It's amazing to see. It's amazing to see. And you guys can check these all out for yourself if you want, to take a closer look at everything. It's awesome. My guys just win. It just doesn't stop. And I have to update this too, because there's been so much more from that. Amazing. Hey, what's going on, man? Just looked in the mirror and abs finally coming in. It's awesome. So back to what I was saying before. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one and you really want to have this dream physique and this proven system to eliminate any uncertainty, any confusion of what you should do each and every day, you can book a call with me in the description below. You can DM me on Instagram. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.